Here we are. We have a little reveal to kick off the show.
Oh, wow. You're jumping right
I'm
into
jumping
it.
right into it. For context, last year I got my first round of extensions. And, I said I was going in for a subtle, natural look. Like, you're not even going to know. And Meg specifically said, you're not going to have extensions like Lindsay Hubbard. And I said, no.
For context, I've only ever known you with short, like shoulder length hair.
And, leading up to my wedding, I felt a little crazy. And one of my close friends does hand-tied extensions.
Well, and you want like long hair for your wedding. I feel like most brides do to have like more options for hairstyle. So
for sure.
It makes sense.
I went in and she's my close friend and she did them. And, she sent me home and I had unexpected Rapunzel hair. It was honestly a really shocking adjustment for me. Mm-hmm. I really struggled more so than
you had like an identity crisis.
I had an identity crisis. Like I wore it in a ponytail for like a week because it didn't compute in the mirror.
Yes.
So I show up to work and, Meg really can't mask her emotions. And Meg also doesn't cry very often. This was a moment where her brain malfunctioned and crying, laughing was the response.
Again, my brain could not compute this change.
It tested me. It tested
a lot. I personally wasn't prepared.
So this time around, I'm chaotic and I cut my extensions myself. And a year later, I finally got new ones.
I have not seen the full hair yet because you just got it done. So I'll try not to laugh, cry again this time. I feel better prepared.
Oh, bring it on. I think it's healthy that you process those emotions.
Oh, it's so long.
I was like, I thought you ordered 16 inch. She's like, no. I look on the package, 20 inch.
It's 4 more inches.
It's down to my butt. I have a short torso to begin with. And it's just like, it just really... It's
just going to make you look even shorter.
No, it really does. It's like, it literally, I'm like a slinky. And they just went like that. And my niece, I don't know if it was the extension. She couldn't pinpoint what it was. I walked in the other day right after I got it done and she looks at me and she goes, hi, Emma. Oh, you don't look pretty today. And
even she knew something was off. Nothing like a toddler to really get you back down to earth, humble you.
And I thought because I've had the extensions before, like I wouldn't have that experience again. I'm having the same thing.
Back to it.
No, like it's a little worse.
Mermaid hair. Kardashian level. It looks like Kardashian hair. I'm sorry. Because it's so dark and long.
No tears, just
like I said, I was better prepared this time. It's definitely long, but I think you cut a good, like where that bottom curl ends. It's perfect.
Yeah, just where it starts to look unnatural.
Otherwise, they look great.
So that brings us to summer trends, which we won't dive into that yet, but dark femininity was a trend that I kept seeing pop up, that label, and I'm like, that's kind of what I'm in. Wait, this is really quick side note. Do you remember one of the last seasons of the Keeping Up with the Kardashians when Kris kept talking about like, I'm on my beta blocker, blocker.
Yes.
I didn't understand what that means. And then I realized I have a beta blocker. I have a script for as needed like panic attacks, but I never use it. And it's called something different on the bottle. It's just
so like, you are a Kardashian.
I am at the Kardashian level, I would say, between
beta
the hair
blockers, hair
and
extensions.
Beta blockers. I just need a martini and a different body and life and bank account, and then I'm there.
Easy enough. So we're going to start by talking about summer 2024 trends and whether it's like a yuck or a yum for us.
Yeah, for us
personally.
Because
again, trends are all subjective.
Yeah, let's go through it. Yuck or yum for myself personally, if I will be partaking in it. We talked about Peplum before. Peplum, I'm waiting to see someone knock that look out of the park. I believe it can be done. I meant to take a screenshot.
One of my Facebook memories from over 10 years ago.
Yeah.
My senior year of college. There were pictures of one night we were out at a bar and I was rocking a white Peplum. And I meant to take a screenshot of it to show you. I rocked the Peplum.
Wow. Was it a sharp angle?
No, it was more of like the tight, but just kind of like a flowy.
Oh, a flowy. Okay.
But it definitely was like an obvious Peplum because it was tight on top. And then
it was an obvious Peplum.
Yes.
Couldn't miss it.
No.
Ooh, okay. You went in. Did you feel like it was flattering at the time?
Oh, yeah. I thought it was super flattering.
Yeah. Let's like unpack that a little bit. Was that a point in time where we wanted bigger hips or we wanted a
I don't know because I can see how that could be a flattering style for somebody who maybe is like not as comfortable with their midsection and like it flows away from the body.
Yeah, like hits at the waist.
Yeah, so that is your area that you want to avoid drawing attention to. It draws attention away.
Yeah.
For myself personally, I'm not sure why I chose, especially in college when I was dancing 5 days a week.
Yeah.
I was at my pinnacle of being in shape. I was wearing it for the trend.
Oh, okay.
That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, and I'm sure you killed it at the time. Was there a statement necklace?
Color. It was white, so I don't think there was a statement necklace with that.
Gosh, that's I went bread simple. Without butter.
Simple.
Simple. Okay. Minimalist peplum look. Just
exactly.
Confusing those two. You were ahead of your time.
I was.
You're like, no, not the bright red peplum, just a neutral. My body type, it's not so much the waist that's the issue for me. Where it juts out, I have, like, they call me quads. Like, I got some quads on me and a butt. So the peplum will come out and you expect there to be kind of like an inward, then the legs come out. No, my legs will just meet the fabric at its widest point and it would give kind of like a diamond
triangular effect.
Yeah, so I don't think that one's for me. Watch me show up here in peplum in 2 months.
He'll give anything a try.
I really will give a lot of things a try.
Yeah, for me it's a yuck. One of those trends that I've done and am happy leaving in the past.
Yeah, you've done it. You've tried it.
The micro shorts and skirts are coming back. Like super short shorts and super short skirts.
Like they can look so good. Like at Coachella, there were so many looks that it just like looks so natural. So it's a yum looking at other people that look like, oh, they've never experienced a wedgie in their life because they just are wearing them so effortlessly. With me, I couldn't even tolerate wearing jeans in this chair last week. I could never wear micro shorts. And I'm very curious about the undergarment situation. I just feel like I will get a lawsuit or some sort of thing slapped on me for flashing myself if I tried wearing them. I want to so bad because they look cute, but I don't think it would work on me. So yuck. But again, I'll probably order one, try it on and be like, no, not for me.
Yeah, it's not for me either.
Really? That shocks me.
Maybe when I was like a tween with stick legs.
Not to walk Lucy and Huxley around the neighborhood.
I feel like as a 30-something-year-old woman at this phase of my life, it's really not appropriate.
Okay.
Like you said, though, I've seen it on people and it looks great. If you have like Amazonian legs.
Yeah, like Zendaya, that should
tanned, be... If I were wearing a mini skirt.
let's try and go there for a second.
It's to a very specific place. You got to think it through of like, what am I going to be doing in this skirt? Making sure like you're not like getting out of a car where there could be issues. Yeah. You're standing up. You're not sitting down. Yes, exactly. We want to make sure that we're not, the situation kind of lends to being in a micro skirt. So yeah, that's going to be a yuck for me. But on the opposite end of the spectrum, maxi skirts, like long flowy skirts are also coming back.
Yeah,
and trending.
Really excited. I saw this so old Anthropologie lace boho skirt that I remember getting in high school because it was on the super marked down section, and I saw it in a Pinterest photo. It was like high low. I'm like, I cannot believe that is back. I couldn't figure out how to wear it the first time, to be quite honest. For that, I'll say yum, because at the beach, like maybe I'll throw one on. I want to say yum. Okay. The skirt for me are a yuck, but I like it on other people. How about you?
I would say it's a yum.
Yeah.
Especially for like summer with like a cute flat sandal, a sweater or t-shirt combo. I could do that.
And with the low rise, mid rise, rises on the rise, I feel like I love that look of like a low skirt and a tank top. Like it's very Y2K.
Yeah, that's not for me. I'm not doing any more low rise.
I don't think I can pull it off, but
capris.
I mean, you think these calves are meant to be shown? You think these thick calves that haven't seen the light of day in months are ready to for a capri season? Like that one's going to take me a second. So that's a yuck for me.
Yeah, it's a yuck for me. Like that's just not a great length.
No.
For me.
It's like, it's not even the capris. It's the 19.
Right below the knee.
Yeah.
There's such a wide range of lengths for capris.
Yeah.
But I think when I think capri, I think like a mid calf. That really cuts you off right where you don't want to be cut off. It's not elongating, lengthening by any means.
You know, bridesmaid.
And right below the knee also just makes you look short and stuck. So unless you're Kendall Jenner, a model, where you're going to look tall, it doesn't matter. It's going to be a yuck for me. I will say I saw Paige DeSorbo wearing a pair of capris, but hers were kind of like just below the calf with a nice little, not a flare, but just a nice little, like went away from the body. Kind of reminded me of like an Audrey Hepburn style. Oh, nice. But on her, it looked good. It has to be done, I think, very strategically.
Very strategically, yes. And like the perfect cut.
I just pictured you for a second wearing capris.
That alone does it for her. I feel like, Bridesmaids, when what's her face like goes like this. Like that's what I feel about my body just thinking about me in capris.
I remember, I don't think you were trying on capris, but remember trying on pants, Cargos. Like new pants that we had gotten in store that we were working at. It didn't help your height at all. Well, and I just pictured, I got a snapshot in my brain for a second of you wearing like mid-calf capris.
No.
And I think it wouldn't
fare well.
No.
One time we were trying on these shorts that were like these cargo shorts right at the beginning of the cargo. So our eyes already weren't accustomed to the cargo. And it was like, oh, Emma, those look cute on you. As I turn, where they're supposed to flare away from the body. I filled it out. This is why I gravitate more towards athletic clothing. And it was like, are we in a fun house? Like, are you expanding with
it was a trick of the eye.
Yeah. Not that bigger equates to bad. It just was a trick of the eye, like you said. Not how they were intended.
No. So athletic prep is like another one that's coming back of like rugby shirts, polos.
So you.
Which I love that.
Yeah, I like that. I think
like
that's
mixing.
That's a yum for me. My dad always wore rugby shirts. I love that like oversized top look. Yeah, I like that.
I've been seeing a lot of track pants, which I also love.
Oh, yeah.
Of dressing them up too with like a button down and track pants. And I kind of like that. So I might give that a go.
I Poshmarked. It's like, I'm a millennial when it comes to thrifting because I go on Poshmark and Depop. I got a pair of what I hoped would be track pants, and they're like Nike.
Like the swishy pants.
Yeah. I'm like,
yeah, you got to read that fabric.
I can't wear them here because it would just be like the whole time. So I was kind of disappointed about that. But
gotta check that fabric content.
They're like.
And then the last one I would say is, they call it girl core. So like bows, lace, floral.
So you did mention this to me and I didn't register, but now I know what you mean. When they say girl core, they're referring to like little girl core, I think. I think that's what's coming about. I find it a little weird, just that it's labeled that. Because I've seen certain websites like Reformation that have been pushing this and they call it something else that makes it very clear they're referring to little girl core.
Oh, that's not how I interpreted it at all. I mean, I guess that makes sense because little girls like the bows and the like cutesy.
Yeah, I just feel like we can find a way to not
gingham and
knowing that girls are going to be in like little corsets, like maybe not associated to little girl core. I feel like it's like feminine,
yes,
like feminine,
like an ultra feminine.
Yeah, let's get that.
Yeah, that's gonna be a yuck for me.
I do like very girly things. It's harder with my dark hair. Like my dark hair really just makes me gravitate towards different things for a cohesive look. I am just a little OCD about things, and I create these rules in my head where like, I had my blonde hair last summer. I'm like, I am a mermaid. I'm a mermaid. I was like, I need pastels. I need pearls. Like I need that stuff. I think the bows quickly have been overdone.
Yeah, you'll never see me wearing a bow.
Yeah, the bow, I can't.
Lace.
Like the lace.
Florals, really.
I like lace in like that more grungy way that I'm seeing it. I know you're so grunge, so.
Yeah, super
but grungy. One you didn't say was the chunky necklaces, the colorful necklaces. That's a yum for you.
Oh, yeah.
I'm speaking for you.
I didn't have that down, but like more statement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like the charms.
Like a charm necklace.
Yeah.
That I can get on board with. That takes me back to like the millennial statement necklace, but more like updated. No, but like in a more updated way.
Yeah. And I've been seeing a lot of enamel jewelry.
Yes,
have you seen
like
that?
pops of color.
Yeah.
I have a lot of ones that I've liked on Etsy.
I feel like that's the place to get this stuff. Otherwise, there's going to be so much of the same thing just repeated. I was diving into the Coachella trends because it's really funny. As someone who is such a homebody who lives in central PA, I am obsessed with Coachella style. And in my mind, I'm like, I wish I could just wear that stuff and not go anywhere, not see anyone.
Coachella
just
in your
like
home.
have that. Yeah, Coachella in my home with my dog and cats. Pinterest released analytics on the searches leading up to Coachella. And it's what you would expect in the sense that I think this year we saw a lot of nostalgia to the OG, like Vanessa Hudgens Coachella. 2014 nostalgia was up 1,240%. And then they broke it down by the individual items like colorful crochet, headpieces.
Oh, the crochet headpieces. Yeah.
Did you see that thing that Wes Wilson posted? Wes Conrad, our friend, you know?
No, I mean with his crochet hat,
but he posted this screenshot that was like him checking out on Etsy, Sustainable King, of the crochet hat. And then it was a drop down text notification from his dad that said, "How's the job search going?" I'm like, I love it.
That's great.
It was so good. And then the other three standouts were Lana Del Rey Court, which for someone who is so out of the public eye, I didn't know she had like a fashion core, which is like bow and tools were a lot of the subtopics under that. And then Dark Feminine, which I like. So lots of leather, black. That's kind of typical. And then this one I didn't know was a thing right now. Fairy looks. Fairy.
Like wings?
Lace dresses, which I see, but sugar plum fairy makeup to be specific.
Oh, okay. So like ultra feminine, that to me is like the ultra feminine that we were just talking about.
Yeah, so that was kind of surprising to me. But I do think we saw some of the trends we talked about in Coachella. Like, did you see Pookie with her princess rocker check look?
No,
she rocked a mini shorts. And again, like she wore them. I don't think a wedgie even like crossed her mind. Her little itty bitty legs. She was everywhere.
She has been everywhere. She was at the Masters and then to Coachella. She's a woman of the world.
And Jet's just
bopping all around.
I feel like Jet is their manager. I mean, I know they do have a manager, but like Jet is like, no, we're riding this wave. This is our wave.
Hop on it.
Because she's been trying to be an influencer for years.
It's taking off.
Yeah, she's taking off. I thought she looked really cute. And I liked them more, like Kesha showed up just in a graphic tee, barely any makeup. And I kind of just liked the like effortless, we're going to a festival. Like, I think we've seen the super complicated, like sculptural couture looks. And I just thought this year there were more people, Taylor Swift, who just showed up in like a leather jacket, Travis wearing bandana.
I loved Travis' outfit. I liked his outfit.
Stripes and a smile, which eye bags could never.
Yeah, I loved his outfit.
I loved it.
Back in like the 2014 era, Coachella was the fashion event of the summer or pre-summer, I guess.
Yeah.
Where it was all about like who's wearing what are people wearing, and you had to like make a statement if you were going to Coachella.
Yeah.
And like you said, now it's much more relaxed, which it should be. It's a festival. But you're
like
in the desert. It's hot. It's gross.
Apparently, like transportation is a nightmare.
Yeah.
Like,
and unless you have VIP passes to go into those nice tents with like actual bathrooms and AC, you are camping.
Yeah, really. That's so true. And it was like 2014 making a statement wasn't anything too crazy, but then the years after that, it just got more intense when the Kardashians were like involved. And now I honestly, when I'm like, oh, it's Coachella weekend, I was really like, even though I said I love the outfits, it's just a lot of content over social media, and I was really not excited about it as a viewer, but I got into the fashion of it all, especially.
It didn't really inundate my feed as much.
It's probably like blocked on your algorithm somehow.
I will say I am a new Sabrina Carpenter fan.
Okay. Oh, her Saltburn.
Yes, because she's dating Barry Keogh, and I love Barry Keogh. And so I've been seeing a lot of her performances at Coachella, mostly because I've been watching the videos of Barry and his like reaction of supporting her, which is adorable.
It is.
And so, yeah, I'm definitely a Sabrina Carpenter fan now.
I do really like her. And she's on a lot of my workout playlists. And every concert she improvises, I forgot what the song specifically is. And she did a really like clever reference to Saltburn, like for her new beau. What's his Barry
Keogh. Oh yeah, I saw that one.
And I love that. And they
Drinks
are
my
really
bathwater
cute.
like red wine.
Mm-hmm. They're really, there we go.
I know exactly what you're talking about. He is so supportive. He's like a little stage mom videotaping her performances. And I just love it. I think it's so cute. And you can tell
he is like infatuated with her.
Would you say that it's safe to compare Sabrina Carpenter to Olivia Rodrigo? Because in my mind, they're very...
You do know that Sabrina Carpenter is the one that Driver's License and that whole album.
Nope, did not.
Yeah, so that's why when Taylor Swift brought Sabrina Carpenter on her tour, it was an extra like, oh, there's definitely beef. When I don't think it's that. I think it's like, okay, you know, Olivia soured her relationship with Taylor, and now she's not going to deny herself of Sabrina Carpenter, who's like a great rising, who seems like a sweetheart, to be quite honest.
Okay.
Yeah. So they are, I think they are, but Olivia
I kind of put them like on the same level for me, but I like Sabrina more than I do Olivia. I'm not a fan of Olivia.
I love her music. I do love her music, but
she screams too much.
I don't like her live performances. I haven't even seen them. I've
been seeing clips of her tour, and it's not.
I really don't like it. I think it's the wrong approach for her. Like, I think it's good to play on the angst thing, but I think she's playing it up too much.
Yeah.
It's not landing with me. The same, like Taylor Swift goes really like hyperbolic and really theatrical, and it lands. It's starting to veer towards cheesy for me, like overdone. I have 2 rabbit holes of the week. Jax and Brittany, which we'll get to, and then Kylie Cosmetics, the rise and fall, which I think everyone's been aware that it's kind of fallen off.
Yes.
But then there was this creator, his name's Nikki, and he's from the Share Your Screen podcast. And his series on his kind of theory about Kylie Cosmetics has gone viral. It's like at 1 million views. I'll explain his reasoning. So he thinks it's going bankrupt because you've seen in the past few months Kylie come out with the perfume line, Sprinter, Kai, not to mention her old ones like Kylie Swim, Kylie Baby, Kylie Skin. And as Nikki says, which we all know, the Kardashians plant seeds and they wait for one to really take off and they ride that wave. The thing that's odd with Kylie is she had that. She had Kylie Cosmetics, and then she sold 51% of it. Then it's felt like every single thing after that was like a half-ditch effort, when it's like you have the power, you have the money to really make any brand the next Skims, Good American. But each one has felt like very, and this is my opinion, like a very half-ditch effort into a marketing campaign. Like Kai came out and then it's had like 4 drops. And I was a big believer in Kai. I thought it had potential because she was collaborating with small brands, and like I thought that could really be a smart avenue for someone who could easily be criticized for fast fashion to pair with small brands and make it a more sustainable, like collaborative, artistic brand. But it's fallen off already. Also, she's done weird things like selling a mansion and it wasn't selling, and then she slashed it half in price to like get rid of it. So it's just all these little things. And then the part about Kylie Cosmetics, it's been decreasing in revenue each year for 7 years. And then they also talked about bringing it back to the Forbes. She was supposed to be the next self-made billionaire. And I actually never really did know what happened with it, but they talked about what happened. And they were like, there was this podcast that the reporter from Forbes went on, and she revealed that Chris and Kylie and their team, we shouldn't just blame it on these two people, these teams, at the time that they were trying to sell 51% of their company is when the Forbes article was coming out. So they were using that in a way to kind of advertise their brand to make it more appealing for prospective buyers. So they inflated the valuation to 1.2 billion. And then they sold 51% of the company for 600 million. After selling, it was revealed that 100% of the company was valued at 400 million. Oh. So literally, I'm like, how are they? And
so whoever bought it didn't do their research, right? Like, how do you not, how can you withhold that information?
Maybe if it's not public, I don't know. I don't know how that wasn't a bigger deal. And I don't want to blame Kylie specifically because she's definitely like, okay, whatever you say to all of her financial advisors. So I just feel like now Kylie probably really just wants to be at home with her kids and maintain her level of wealth. And they're trying to find her retirement plan. Like, is it going to be Sprinter? Is it going to be... But I feel like she needs someone on her side being like, girl, you got to like kind of try a little harder.
And people are going to see through that. And it's giving like her next hobby for rich people. Like, what new company can I throw some money at and get rich quick?
I don't know. I just think that you think that these people with such wealth can't struggle financially, but she has probably so many expenses, so much to maintain. And if she's not getting that, then they have to do these big risks to try and get that. But they're not doing any singular thing all the way. Like Sprinter just seemed like so half-assed.
What is Sprinter?
Oh, that's her new vodka brand.
Oh my God.
Canned vodka.
I can't with the alcohol. Like first Kendall with her tequila and
it's like
the vodka and
I know. It's like really half-assed.
The alcohol industry is really where the celebrities go to kind of put their stamp on.
But she barely did it.
It's probably easy to do.
Like she like threw up a picture of a can on like her Instagram story.
Yeah, I don't even remember seeing that.
It's like such a slap in the face to like entrepreneurs who like know the inner workings of their product and their brand. And like I actually like Kylie in a sense, but she's just in this world that's so disconnected from like people like you and I who have to put our lives on the line for this freaking podcast that gets like 20 listens. But she probably thinks she's working hard, but it's like, I think she has the wrong people advising her right now. I want to be in that meeting where they're like, okay, Kylie Swim's out, Kylie Baby's out, Kylie Cosmetics is out, Kai is out, Sprinter, let's try this. And like, I don't know.
But when you're the person with all the money and the name, whatever she says goes.
Yeah.
I think the only person would be Chris who could really
get in there.
Because at the end of the day, she's paying everybody else. She's paying all those financial advisors. They're on her payroll.
Yeah, and she probably has no idea like what the reality of the finances are.
No. I'd like to hope that they would because it's their money, but I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either.
But you were talking about Kylie, and that reminded me of a TikTok that I saw talking about Kourtney Kardashian and her Lemme brand. This creator, he owns the company Be Better, and it's a therapeutic honey company. And so he has his MBA in botanical medicine. So he is very knowledgeable on just kind of the inner workings of herbology and botanicals and the efficacy of things and how much you need for you to feel the effects.
Yeah.
He kind of goes in and debunks brands, and I think he does talk about the downfall of Kylie on his page as well. But he does it in a very like knowledgeable, he doesn't do it to kind of bash anybody. He's just like, I want you guys to know
the conscious consumerism.
And yes, I want you to be educated on what is actually happening. So he does this whole deep dive into Kourtney's Lemme brand. And he's like, I came on here completely wanting to not promote this, but like talk good about it.
Yeah.
And he's like, I am completely shook now of going through, and he went through and like actually read all the ingredients and the amount of the ingredients that she says is in there and the percentage of it. And he's like, basically what she's saying is in this that's making it work. So like the matcha, the sleep one with magnesium in it or whatever.
Everyone raves about it.
And he's like, there's nowhere near the amount of this substance that she's saying is in there for you to actually feel any benefits on it. It's actually laughable, and it's quite literally a farce. It's pretty much sugar and gelatin and a little sprinkle of some of these things that she's saying is making all of the gummies what they are. Wow. He's like, yeah, the Lemme sleep is probably making you sleep because it's a placebo effect because you're seeing everybody else say they knock out from it. He's like, no, it's not actually the stuff that's in it that's making you sleep.
And it's probably people that don't necessarily need it taking it. So that's why if you don't take melatonin, then it has an impact. Whereas if you take it every day, like your tolerance builds up and it's less effective. So maybe that's what they're experiencing is like not needing it and being like, oh, there's this gummy everyone's talking about on TikTok and taking it. Because honestly, I'm surprised by that. I thought that just based on the reviews, like I have been thinking like, oh, it must be a really unique formulation.
Also, for Kourtney, who is just the biggest promoter of all natural, organic, everything healthy, for her to be, this is her brand.
Yeah.
If what she says that she's eating like the serving size of every single one every day, calculate the amount of grams of sugar in, like, if she took all of them and it was something crazy of just like a crazy amount of sugar. And he's like, there is no way she is consuming these because she would never eat this much sugar in her diet if what she's saying is the truth. And he's like, so for somebody like this to be, this is her brand, that's not actually matching up with who she is. And on top of that, it's like $45 for a container.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. And then he pulls out, he's like, you can actually buy natural, I forget what the herb was that was in one of these gummies. He's like, you can buy an entire bag of this from an actual herbal website that's going to be 10 times more effective for a third of the cost. So he's like, the fact that it costs this much and it has this little amount of each of these things is just, you're being robbed.
That's crazy.
So, yeah.
Because it's so black and white, and like coming from a personal training background, it's so frustrating when you see celebrities promote things in the health and fitness world, because in their life they have private chefs, top of the line, world renowned doctors. Like, they have all these reasons that they look and feel the way they do. Marketing is so powerful, and when you slap your name on a brand and you convince the masses who have health issues, who don't have access to that stuff, this is the key, they will believe you.
Taking 3 of your matcha gummies a day is not what's making her look like that.
No, it's not. It's not.
Like, as a consumer, I'm a sucker for good branding and a fancy package. But I think it also goes to say that, are you actually researching what's in it and not being completely a sucker for, because I 100%
I'm fine with the sugar. I'll take the sugar. Yeah. I just want to know that I'm paying for something that works.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so recently the reality TV drama, which I've been following for so long, the Brittney and Jax separation, I became privy to it in February when they announced their separation. And that was at the beginning of
right before the Valley
premiere.
Aired. Yes.
And it was kind of a lot of speculation of, is this PR or is this real? I actually did think it was fully PR until I dove a little deeper, and it's very much real. I'm sure the show added an element of old Jax and, brought that out.
I think I was convinced once Brittney came out and actually made a statement on her on their podcast. And I think hearing it from her made it feel more real, because that's not something that you would, I don't think you would go to your marriage and like make that your fodder just for PR.
Yeah. And if that was the case, it would be Jax leading the cause.
Yes.
Brittney wouldn't be able to fake that. And Brittney, I listened to Not Skinny But Not Fat, and Brittney is really strong, and you just like see how she's really changed. She said she would have never gotten back with Jax with the cheating situation if it happened today.
Yeah.
And that was really the first time she was so clear cut about it. When things got really weird is when Brittney unfollowed and or blocked Lori, their publicist, and Jax. And
Jax also was not following Brittney.
Yeah, Jax is no longer following Brittney. And I actually, a few months ago, right when they announced their separation, there were photos of Jax and this woman that looked so friendly and cozy, and everyone was like, that's her publicist, that's their publicist. So then I get on Reddit, the Blocked by Jax Reddit, and they break down a timeline. These Redditors have been speculating a Lori and Jax affair for a year, if not more. So Cruz refers to her as Aunt Lori, and Lori in the publicist community is criticized. If you go on her Instagram, there are other publicists criticizing her for being overly involved in her client's life. She like preys on Big Brother contestants.
I've been seeing the pictures that they've been pulling up of her and Jax, and that is not a professional relationship.
No.
By no means would you be posing with somebody that you employ.
No. And
in those ways.
Yeah, it's so funny. She's based in Montreal. She's married, has kids. And I went back like 9 months ago. They were like, Lori hates Brittney. Like, Lori is clearly
because Lori is also Brittney's publicist too.
Yes.
She's both of their publicists.
Yeah.
So I saw somebody compare it to like, is this the next Ariana and Sandoval?
So it's either an affair or, which could be equally as scandalous, what if Jax and her are plotting kind of a negative PR campaign against Brittney to spin the separation?
Sad.
Like something is...
Don't go after Brittney.
I know. Like she's really doing a lot of growth.
Jax is Jax. we already know he's not a faithful man.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't surprise me if
he hasn't
having an affair.
The Valley, when they discuss their sex life and everything, and Jax is just like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm trying. And he's like, I'm sorry, I'm trying, I'll do better. Jax is an infamous borderline sex addict. Like, yes. I'm sorry. Anytime Jax says, I'm trying, you know it's BS. And also this whole thing, there's something weird. So.
And I feel like Brittney has to have been, of course, I'm sure her flags were up for a while.
Yeah.
Especially through filming.
Yeah.
It makes me feel sad for her.
I know.
And Cruz.
And
Cruz is so cute.
That
kid is cute.
So cute.
I'm not usually one to say kids are cute,
yeah, that's
but
true.
He's a cute kid.
He's really cute.
Yeah, the Valley is coming in hot. I texted you. I finally got there. Episode 4.
Yeah.
Was when I finally got the gears going, and I'm in it now because I think this reunion is going to be wild.
Also, the director that Michelle is hanging out with,
Who is it? Do we know?
It's either James Bay. Is there James Bay?
What?
Yeah. Quentin Tarantino, and people were like, not Quentin Tarantino. Peter Berg. Those were the 3.
James Bay is...
They're not attractive. No, but that's what everyone in
Really?
every comment section was the same conclusion.
Huh.
I mean, and comment sections are where the truth lies. No, just kidding.
Exactly.
But
that's where we get our real news from.
It was pretty consistent. So I think those are in the running. Not confirmed, allegedly. Everything is allegedly.
Has she not learned from Lala? Let's stay away from the producers.
And there's some
film
weird
industry
involvement with Randall in the Lori Jax thing. Like,
of course there is.
Still in their lives, which I think is disgusting.
Stay tuned for that.
Stay tuned.
I'm officially hooked and baited. So this wraps up our mini episode.
This wraps it up.
Yep.
Thanks for listening. And, as always,
we'll be back in 2 weeks.
Back in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Maybe more, maybe less. We'll see.